Booty, booty, booty. We're here. We're there. We're everywhere.
97 seconds, Baes Boyz podcast.
Everybody wants it.
We're here.
Including your mom.
We're live.
Listen.
Do it. We're live.
Listen, do you hear about that criminal that ran around and cut 37 man buns?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh.
No, keep going. Whatever.
Yeah.
Don't worry about my pager.
So man buns. What do you think about that?
Dude,
37 cut off man buns.
He said he was doing the Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work.
What do you think about that?
Should guys be wearing man buns today if they're not samurai?
I don't know. But here's my other question. How did you get through 37 without getting attacked? That's like the real question. Was this 37 man buns at a fucking junior high or something, homie? Because
look,
this sounds fucked up.
No, I think you know what?
You think there's a correlation?
The sad part is
between the man bun and not fighting. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think the sad part is it makes it's a very powerful statement that they weren't samurai.
Right. I was just gonna say he didn't get one fucking samurai, bro.
He didn't get one.
He saw Top Knot and saw the dude's fucking sword. He's like, I'm gonna skip this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the next guy.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you got 37 man buns. You picked the right 37.
They were all wearing those, what do they call them? Birkenstocks or whatever they are.
The Rickenbrockers.
The Rickenbrockers.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That's what I call them. Fucking
call them
stupid
hippie
things.
shoes.
Fucking dirty fucking pallets of stink.
Hey, so is that assault if you cut their hair?
Yeah, it's assault.
Oh, shit. 37 counts? My man's about to go to prison for life for giving haircuts, dog. Could you imagine?
Here's my question. I want to know what device he was using to do it.
Right. Was he doing the bzz thing or was he doing scissors?
No, maybe he had the hedge trimmers.
Oh.
Like he would come up and just like snip. And
How the fuck are you getting that close to anybody without them noticing? Like, homie.
They were at a Fish concert.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Those people don't know how to tie their hair into man buns, bro. They just leave it down. Don't you know?
Leave it down.
Don't you know? It's for the farm.
They were at a Fish concert.
It's for the farm.
Yeah.
37 counts of fucking assault for cutting somebody's hair.
Oh, Lord.
Doing the Lord's work, by the way.
Doing the Lord's work.
Can you get out on that right there? Like they're like, sir, or
maybe the Vatican.
Like,
the new Pope comes down. He was like,
Judge,
I can affirm that he was doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, he's like, Pope. Judge, we really,
the Vatican,
we really need to know this is religious persecution.
The Vatican would like you to drop charges.
He made a lot of money. He was paid by Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise said he regrets The Last Samurai because of all these fucking man buns that have popped up.
Right.
So he's very upset. And per Scientology's request, they got to go.
They got to go.
You out of here.
You out. This is religious persecution. That's the best line I've heard. That's the best line I've heard.
We're moving to Florida, boys. It'll be a little bit safer with Lord. The Gators.
Oh, God, that's amazing. Hey, dude, so you know how we're always talking about ghost shows and watching ghost shows, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
You know that Ghost Hunters show with Zach Baggins?
Which one was that one?
No, it's serious. It's called Ghost Hunters, and the front head investigator Zach Baggins, the guy with the big fucking chunky glasses.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
He did Hell House.
Okay,
right. So his right hand man on that show, Aaron, right? His wife just tried to have him murdered, and she got arrested for murder for hire.
Get the fuck out of here!
Oh yeah.
Why?
They were married, and so long story short, there's this big time guy in jail for murdering like his family and a bunch of other people, right?
Super freak.
They do a cell sweep on the guy. They find a cell phone.
Oh.
And in the cell phone are text messages from old boy's wife. She was going to get this guy to hire a hitman for 10 G's.
Perfect.
Or it was probably 10 G's or less to knock off her husband, the ghost shows guy, right? And she sent him pictures of the guy's car, his license plate, gave him his shooting schedule and where he was going to be, and they intercepted the hitman. He was at location.
All right, so let's walk through all this first of all. Let's climb into this nest and fucking roll around a little here. So first of all, this is a fucking ghost show. How did she get man's number?
Oh, the prisoner.
Yeah.
That's the question.
Right. She's been on fucking hotornotcelldates.com.
So as I understand it,
okay,
and I could be wrong.
Okay.
She was fascinated by his story and became his pen pal.
Okay. That's called premeditated murder or premeditated That's what that is. So, okay, so she smells like a. Second of all, the gentleman who's letting his handler be somebody in prison, my man, you need a new job. You're fucking stupid.
Your middleman is in jail.
Your handler's in jail.
Right. I get where you're going.
Right. If I'm working for the CIA, I don't want my handler to be the one they got in the POW camp.
You're terrible
Black
at your
Ops fucking.
You're terrible at jail at your job.
And you're gonna send me what, kites? You're like, hey, can you get this done, Derek? I left those license plates on that Audi, but I need them to be moved to the Beamer.
Right.
Can you get this done?
Via kite.
You know where to find me.
Right.
Then you got a messenger for that motherfucker. Because, dude, if this guy's so fucking stupid he was taking texts, why would you do that? The fucking amount of tell-on-me criminals that exist nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, homie, you know just because it's convenient doesn't mean that it's right. Are you fucking stupid or dumb or stupid or dumb?
Both. All of the above. Right?
So there's that. So
and she had transferred the money to an account.
Oh, perfect. Fucking perfect,
right?
Mate. Like,
and somehow the prosecution dropped one of the two charges against her.
Hold on.
So she's looking at
conspiracy.
No, yeah, they dropped the conspiracy.
Oh, that's what they dropped. She's fucked.
And they got her for murder.
Nothing lower than that.
Murder for hire.
Murder for hire.
Right? And in Vegas, where this is going to court, she's looking at
horrible.
4 to 10 years.
Yeah.
But the top number can't be more than 20% of the lowest number. It's some weird law they got out there.
Is she in Henderson?
I don't know. She's gonna get out. Look, she's gonna get out in like 5.5.
She'll get out in 3.
Yeah, or 3.
She'll get out in fucking 3 for good behavior and
right.
You know, being friends with her Sally and playing bingo. And it'll be I don't know what happened. I should have never made that call. He talked me into it.
Right. I'm the victim.
I'm the victim.
Right.
Okay, like, dude,
here's my thing. My man, you didn't know your wife was planning on murdering you? Like, there was no giveaway? Like, y'all were having issues? Like,
here's what I'm going to say.
You're super surprised
Here's
by
what
this?
I'm going to say to that. You know how many dudes we've even talked to together that are like, oh, yeah, I haven't been with, my wife in this long. And I'm like, the fuck did you just say? Homie, that ain't your wife, dog. That's your fucking roommate.
Right.
What did you just say?
Right.
They're like, yeah, this, that, and the other. I'm like...
But I didn't even think, murder for hire, right? Think it's...
Let's just fucking... Wait, let's just rewind back to the beginning. Like, again, women's suffrage and women's rights and such. Like, homie, you're fucking married. Just divorce him and take his money.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Now, mind you, is my boy a fucking super psycho? Was he fucking Hannibal Lectering some shit?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, listen, it's a little crazy.
Does he have mannequins?
It's a little crazy to fall in love with a prisoner who's doing, like, life and become the pen pal and then use that guy as a middleman to have your husband murdered that you two could be together?
You and I are both fully aware of the groupie status of every community.
Right.
Bands, murderers, badges, other badges.
Right.
It just goes on forever. Uniforms. There's what makes it super thin is that none of this...
Hey, babe, who are you texting?
Right. None of it equates together and makes sense. Like, none of it makes sense. The only way it makes sense is if she comes out and says, well, I didn't know who to talk to, so I picked the best prisoner I could find to start talking to them. That's the only way the story makes any viable
But this dude's in Florida and she's in Vegas.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So again, how did she... Now listen, dude. You and I have been watching those fucking pop-ups. I want to meet people. I'm still incarcerated. I'm looking for somebody to support me, girls.
Yeah.
Some of those girls, I'm like...
JPay?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'd let you ruin my life, boo. Like some of them from the picture. So I could see how a woman could possibly be like, hey, I really like those prison pecs you got. I don't know why.
But my man's not getting out.
Well, that's part of the allure.
Right.
Manson married like 9 of his fucking fans. I don't know if that's true, but I'm saying like there are killers who have done it. Again, my question is how did we go from A to B? We still haven't missed that. Like, we haven't even heard A to A, which is husband and wife conflict.
Right.
Where's the conflict here?
None of that was mentioned. All it was mentioned.
Your husband's successful.
Right.
You have money. You clearly are getting a cut.
They've got 25 seasons.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, the Ghost Show has got 25 seasons. That doesn't mean 25 years. That means they did 25 seasons worth of episodes, right?
Oh, man, they got 25 seasons of that fucking show?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Are you serious?
Dead serious.
We're in the wrong business.
Right.
We just
They've been hunting ghosts for 25 seasons.
We're gonna just start hunting ghosts. Call that dude that's got the Willow building or whatever the fuck that thing is. We're coming, dog.
No.
Get that Satan guy up. Get that Satan. Get that Satan guy up. Tell him to put on his pants. I don't want to see no crotches and I don't want to see no boxers from the satanic guy. Also, no little girls with head turning and vomiting. None of that shit.
None of that shit.
Nobody else in there. But we're gonna start. That's what we're gonna start with. We'll also be at the gathering this year doing ghost hunting.
He almost got schwacked. They intercepted the hitman in the same area as he was.
There's no way that we got all the details for this. There's no fucking way. They're gonna come back and be like, well, it turns out Martha had a cousin named Brittany, and Brittany was fucking the gang leader of this gang, and the gang leader.
I don't know.
Like, it's gonna be something weird.
I think what they did is they got the cell phone number of the hitman, right? And then what they did was they pinged that phone.
Oh, no, I'm still thinking about her.
Oh.
I still cannot. I just want to know. I'm like, bitch, why Florida? Why him? Why murder? Why go to a handler?
She saw this guy's case on TV.
You know what she's going to say? I picked him in Florida. She's going to go, I picked him in jail because I want to make sure he's not a cop. Because, dude, the age old for these is always the fucking same. It's always the same. Oh, we tried to hire a hitman and it turned out to be a cop. Listen,
that happens all the time.
Right. When my man showed up with brand new Levi's on, okay, he has a gruffy fucking beard and haircut, but no earrings and minimal tattoos and brand new boots.
And he's wearing Oakleys.
Yeah, you should have known he was a fucking
baseball
cop.
hat turned backwards.
Right. And he drives a fucking Escalade. Okay? There's no hitman driving Escalades, bitch. Get over yourself. There's not one real hitman's like, yeah, motherfucker, let me get out in this fucking gangbanger looking meth car and drive around with my unlicensed weapons. You know what I mean? Let me draw some attention, okay? I don't know any hitman today, but I'm telling you right now, if there's any out there, I'll bet they could write the show and be like, I drive a Mazda Miata, okay? Nobody's driving fucking idiots,
You're
bro.
Driving Honda Civics.
Yeah. 1998 with no fins.
Right.
No aftermarket exhaust.
None of that. It's not a tuner car.
Bro, 1,000%.
A Ford
right?
Escort. An old Ford Escort.
1,000%, bro. 1,000%. And again, what you just said is even more credibility. Like the fact that they intercepted homie on site, like on the X, are like, you made it that far. There's way more to this story. I want to know.
I think they only got him because the timing, right? Had they been like 2 or 3 days later intercepting, that dude would have been dead.
Right.
He'd have been dead.
Right. Just pure luck.
Pure luck.
How did she get the cell phone number?
And I think the guy in jail is rolling on her.
Oh, a little bit of time off.
Off a life sentence, right?
I mean, dude, listen, if she'd have paid me in crypto, why not?
Right.
Seal the wallet. Officer, I've witnessed a crime.
I'll tell you all the details.
I'm going to need 3 shaved.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What's a life worth to you? You got 10 hours.
Yep.
That's pretty gangster.
I mean, that's fucking crazy,
You
right?
want to write that criminal and see what he says? I'll write him in the email and be like, hey, dog, can you explain what happened here? Because we want to talk about it on the podcast.
He'll be like, you're fed.
Fuck you, man. Pay me.
Right.
10 grand
right.
for the interview. Like, no, it's not worth it.
Not worth it at all. But I just thought that's the craziest shit I've heard in a really long time. Like murder for hire.
Well, murder for hire, famous murder for hire.
Right.
Handler in prison. Almost successful. The fact that there was
and
even
it was
a
less than 10 G's. It was like, maybe it was like 6.
Hold on. The fact that there was even a handler is also impressive because most of these dudes are direct. Because in the interview where the cop busts, fucking Cheryl, he's like, how do you want me to do it, Cheryl? She's like, well, I don't want him to hurt, but if you could strangle him to fucking death,
right?
I'd like
if
that.
If you could poison him, right? And it's always on Backpage, right? Or Craigslist.
Yeah, and it is.
Right.
You remember Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
He's like, can can I use your bathroom? I've got a lot of piss stored up for this. It's like, where'd you get them? Off Craigslist? You just look for wet work on Craigslist. I'm like, oh,
Right.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Well, he used to be able to get it in the back of Soldier of Fortune magazine, which we still have to go through.
Yeah,
the ones that we have.
We just need to read them on the mic one day and just be like, look at this one.
Yeah.
Ninja swords. Ninja swords.
Get your ninja certification.
Fucking A, dude.
Register your hands as deadly weapons.
Right. Listen, did you see the 2000 did you see this one? I saw this recently, the 2017 archaeologists that found excavating underground chambers at the Chavin du Hontor. I don't even know how to say that. Have you heard of this one?
No, I don't know what you're saying right now.
All right, so they found they're doing excavating, right? They found these new bones. They found 20 small tubes, right, crafted from various different bones. They ran tests on them, and they found nicotine and DMT on these things.
Oh, so they were the pipes.
Yeah, you did see it.
I think I sent you the thing.
Oh, you sent that to me?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Today or yesterday.
Did you see that?
Yeah. So
and it's supposed to be like this is supposed to be like
under
900 BCE.
Right. Right.
They were just dropping DMT bombs, the DMMT 1000s.
Listen.
Joe Rogan had it right.
Drugs have been around for a long time.
Drugs are bad, okay, kids?
Okay, kids. Yeah, no, they've been around for a really long time. I don't know why they're surprised, right? I mean, think about it. Shaman and medicine men have been doing hallucinogenics since the beginning of time.
When I was growing up and I only knew about 3 drugs, I thought all those shaman and those dudes were all just smoking weed. The whole fucking time. I'm like, you dirty potheads. Don't you dare hallucinogenic this man into an eagle's flight. You stop giving him that weed, you bastard hippie Indians. And that's what I would think, right?
Right.
And then I grew up and they're like, nah, bro, that's peyote. We need to like get that from some other shit. I was like, oh no, y'all wrecked.
Yeah.
Y'all wrecked. Trying to have a tent rave in here.
Right. I think
we don't have time for this shit.
I think it's like they're headline grabbing, right? Because they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we just found this. Underneath this temple, there was another temple, right? Because that happens all the time. Think about it. There are places all over this earth that have been venerated as holy sites, that there was something previously standing and then they built on top of it, right? Then they built on top of it. Like, look at Mexico City. Mexico City was built on top of the Aztec head city, right?
Right.
And they built churches on top of the Aztec temples.
They built Chicago over Atlantis, so it makes sense. Should have put that in there.
Yeah, you did.
Fun, crazy fact.
Right. Well, they're saying they built L.A. on top of the draconian space people's tunnels.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Jesus.
You know, the lizard people, they have tunnels underneath L.A.
That and Secret Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, the Secret Starbucks.
The Secret Starbucks.
Yeah, where the underground tunnels where all the movie actors use.
People can go.
Yeah, get out.
Listen, I love that idea, but I know about 1 million people that work at movie theaters and they see fucking movie stars all the time. And I'm like, listen, if you think that they went through all the trouble for coffee, but didn't make a movie theater where they could take their family quietly?
Underground.
Right. Come on, guy.
Yeah.
Come on. One of them doesn't even require to send supplies. It literally just fucking hook, Bill Gates and fucking whoever show up and they're like, hook Netflix up to this bitch so we can sit here and watch it. Like, what are you doing here? I've been to the Secret Starbucks. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to go to Starbucks anyways, boy. Have you seen who's working there?
Right.
We don't want your dirty $9 toilet water coffee. All right, let's move on.
We got to talk about the Con Air fan theory.
Oh.
About how the dude from Con Air.
Put it out for him.
They're saying that the guy in The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
What's his face?
Played by Buscemi's.
Steve Buscemi's character in The Big Lebowski.
Donnie? Is that his name, I think?
Is the same guy from Con Air. And that's why during the movie in Big Lebowski, every time you look at him, his shirt has got a different name on it. Every time you look at it.
You think he's just whacking and pulling names?
That's what they're kind of saying. I think it's intriguing. I like these new fan theories on these characters from
that are coming out from all over movies.
Dude.
Have you noticed that?
The Lost Boys one was fantastic too with Kiefer Sutherland.
Which one was that one?
That he was the guy from Stand By Me. At the end of Stand By Me, he drives off to Southern California and becomes a vampire, and that's why he's one of the head vampires in Lost Boys.
Holy shit, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
I just now found out about that one. I like all of it. No, I really do like it when they mix it. But this one's kind of creepy and weird.
Why?
Well, because first of all, I'm not a huge fan of the other movie,
The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski. I never really understood it. I tried to watch it. It reminds me of a non-drugged up version of that movie where the two guys do drugs and go to Vegas. I don't know what that's called either. I always forget, dude. It's real famous. Hunter
S.
wrote
Thompson
it.
with the Hunter S.
wrote
Thompson
it.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I didn't really understand that, but his character is very almost forgettable.
Oh, in the the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, like Buscemi's character, he's kind of like, he is there. He kind of pipes up a little bit, but then he kind of gives off. Like every time he runs into friction, he's like, whatever.
And they say he does that because he's not trying to get caught.
Right, which would make sense. You learn to be more passive, so you don't want to be
right. And what was his
killer.
name? Who was he in Con Air?
So that's what I was looking up here. Hold on 1 second.
Wasn't he a serial killer?
Oh, dude, he's supposed to be the freak of the freak, like eating people, weird shit. Here he is. So he's Garland Green.
In the movie.
Yeah, that's what his name is Garland Green. Yeah. And he's supposed to be a horrible fucking person. I can't remember what it was. It was something about eating people, killing people. One of those.
Serial killer.
Yeah, but it was more than a killer. It was one of those I killed them and then like had a fucking party with them type shit. You know what I mean? Like, so those are always weird, right? Like the serial killer guys are fine. They're like, oh, I just choked some bitch and left her there. That's fine. But when you're like hanging out with her for 3 days, then you're like, dude, why are you so weird? You know, you're already doing the crime. We know you're a fucking
You're like the
freak.
Psycho mommy dearest. Like,
yeah, you're like fucking Bates running around. Like, yeah, you're pulling the Bates shit.
Yeah.
With like your victim that, by the way, you had a 5-second interaction with at the kiosk at Walmart. Like, homie, come on, you got to relax, dog. Like, that's just weird stuff.
You need counseling.
But they had him remember in the movie, they had him all bucked up and locked down. He was in his own cage.
Yeah, he had a face mask.
But he was extremely calm and very he only had like 4 lines, but he was sarcastic as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? The one line
and he's kind of like that in The Big Lebowski.
He just kind of throws one-shots out and kind of fishes.
Right.
And I only remember this because I think he's my favorite actor in that movie. Probably. He is. So his character's like the only you're like, dude, why is this big actor playing the side piece?
But if you look at Steve Buscemi's career, he always does weird cameos in movies.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
He's got a shitload of weird cameos.
And he doesn't care about being the side piece.
No.
And he steals the light anyways.
Yes, he does.
Because he's weird. He's fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to mention that he's supposed to also connect into Happy Gilmore for that one, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, when he's sitting there with the rifle and stuff and talking about shit, and it's like,
and Happy Gilmore's like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh yeah, and he checks him off the list. Yep.
They said the vibe was supposed to be through that movie too. That's another character that's supposed to be kind of based after.
See, and this all makes sense now.
Speaking of creepy characters, not to get on a tangent, I don't think we talked about this, but did we talk about the American Psycho character being based off of Tom Cruise, like in real life?
No.
Yeah, so I guess Christian Bale said that he based Patrick Bateman off of an interview that Tom Cruise did with somebody where Tom Cruise just looked like dead eyes. He was like, yeah, he goes, if you watch the interview, he goes, it just looks like Tom Cruise doesn't give a fuck about what you're saying. Like he's just there,
or
smiling,
like when Tom Cruise was crazy.
You.
Tom Cruise during interviews, like on not The View, but whatever the show was, and he was jumping all around and being wild.
Yep.
And he was like very look, feel the card, feel the card,
Creek.
right.
Dawson's Creek. He did another fucking MI6, bro, and he's finally looking fat in the face, and I'm like, homie,
you're 72 years old.
Yeah, it's happening. I got mad respect for his stunts, but I feel like he's just crazy.
Yes.
He just doesn't care, dog.
No.
But he's one of the nicest doesn't care guys in the world. Like his fan interactions when they assault him, he's a super nice guy.
Oh, he's been assaulted?
Yeah, like sprayed in the face and shit and just, yeah. You never seen that video?
No.
He got sprayed in the face with water. Somebody held a camera up to him and then just hit him with a squirt gun. Like a squirt gun camera to be a dick. And he just stands there and he's like, why would you do that? What's the problem? He's like, why would you do that? He's like, come over to answer your questions, and you got to be a jerk.
No,
and you're just like, that's
he's got to be good to chase off all the space alien ghosts.
Oh, why? What's he doing with that?
Oh, because part of the Church of Scientology The reason you have problems in your life is because you have space alien ghosts and you have to get rid of them.
It's only 25 minutes. We could just shut up. Are you fucking serious?
That's serious.
Bro.
Oh, Lord.
I thought this whole time that Scientology, I took by context that religion was just based on stupid fucking Big Bang Theory shit. No. This is why you guys are making fun of them?
Listen, hold on. Before we make any comments so we don't get sued.
We can't get sued by Tom Cruise. Fuck him. He has
Not
more money.
Tom Cruise. I'm talking about the church itself.
Fuck them too.
All right. Do some research.
You're not suing me, bro.
Do some research on the
I
evil
will
lord,
sue all of you.
evil overlord Xenu.
Dog, I thought that was just movie shit.
Nope.
All right, we're done with that. We don't do religion here.
We don't
do religion here.
No.
Tell me about the lead turning into gold.
All right, so you've been wanting to know about this.
Yeah, I knew.
So
know.
we listen, CERN. We've been talking about CERN for a while.
No, it was them again.
Yes. That they're finding that some of the lead soldering inside the thing is turning to gold in the atom smashing chamber. And, but here's the weird thing about it. Remember alchemists from medieval times? They're like, I can turn lead into gold.
Sure.
Apparently you can.
Somebody call Heisenberg, Walter White, and let him know that he fucked up.
Right.
Went into meth, could have made gold. Obviously, you weren't that good at science.
You weren't that good.
Dummy high school teacher. You didn't know shit. Take your garbage meth out of here. We can make gold now.
Right. So listen, again, this is CERN. CERN at its best.
Do you think they make the gold in the next room over from the black hole?
They still don't know about that. And they still haven't said, what they're doing with these 4-dimensional ghosts that are running around inside the Hadron Collider.
They're obviously sending them to Tom Cruise, my man. Obviously, Tom Cruise is paying CERN to keep his fucking space ghost away so he can be the best MI6 operative he can be.
You know what? And that's very possible. Maybe he's funding CERN.
This world is so fucked. We're in trouble.
Dude, again.
There's bull sharks in the lake.
Listen.
There's rockets in the sky from fucking Bezos' garage.
Dude, this world is so crazy. Listen, when you put a statue of Shiva outside your atom smasher, that's not a good sign, right? The creator and the destroyer.
New York's putting fucking statues of Shiva all over right now.
Who is? New York?
New York. It's crazy. There are new statues everywhere.
Why are they putting Shiva statues all over New York?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't ask. I don't even go there anymore. You know that.
Well, I'm going to have to look this up because I don't know anything about it.
We have a 1,000%. This is what do you call it? It's a no-fly zone. It's a no New York clause.
No, you have a no New York clause?
Yeah, we're going to put that on the studio now. If you've been to New York, you can't even come in.
Oh.
That's bad.
That's bad.
It's bad news bears.
If you're
not grandfathered, the fuck out of here. You could be a spy for the NYPD.
Could be.
And Tom Cruise's ghost. I'm going to not let that shit go.
Listen,
let's start writing Tom Cruise. Like, Tom Cruise, you got some ghosts for me?
I have a topic you're going to love.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
Listen.
Okay.
Right, John Wick fight tournaments.
Oh, I did see this.
John Wick fight tournaments. What do you think of it?
Oh, my God.
What do you think of it? So why don't you explain the fight tournament? Everybody shows up in a suit.
So, first of all, I don't know why I can't even say that word anymore. You can't even say the word gay that way. So I don't know why you BJ boys started having tournaments with your half-crest fucking salsa bowl mat so you could full mount and fucking customers could see your dirty, sweaty face while you've got this dude in a fucking full mount elephant trunk butt-rubbing fucking stupid-ass. So then they were like, let's add suits and throw a gun on the ground and call it John Wick. All right, let's just walk all the way through this.
Okay, so describe. So it's not a flat. It's not a
flat.
No,
it's got like
little
space. Walls now.
Right.
And I saw this for big jiu-jitsu tournaments, though. This isn't just for that. This has been going on for a minute.
Right.
And I'm like,
it's a fight tournament that doesn't take place in an octagon. It doesn't take
No, it's
place
just a mat.
on a wrestling mat with a circle, and you got to stay inside the circle.
No, you got to stay in the salsa bowl.
You could but there are people that fight on the edge of the salsa bowl.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I didn't watch any of the fights. I just saw the clips of it and saw
Dudes
what they
were getting
doing.
slammed.
Were they?
Oh yeah.
So
long story short, there's walls that aren't straight up and down. They're angled at like 45 degrees, facing the crowd. Right. All the way around the mat.
Right.
And anywhere inside of that container goes.
Right. So the only so this is where it's kind of stupid because it's for flash. So they throw the gun in, right? A gun's for shooting people, but this gun doesn't shoot. So that's fucking stupid. You could put a hammer in there. That'd been better, right? Now, to second further the point of the weapon, and I'm doing the air quotes, I'm not allowed to hit you in the cranium with the fucking hammer. So why is the hammer even here? Do I get extra points for holding it like a dick while I beat this dude's ass on the ground? Like, is that what's happening?
I don't know. Maybe
we got to look this up.
We got to look up the rules.
But for the standard of it, I like it for
guys in
multiple
full
reasons.
suits.
I like it for that reason. Legit is because that's data you're gaining. Dude, I've never thrown a dude in a suit. Have you?
No, I've never fought in a suit.
Right. I was just going to say that too. I've never fought in a suit, and I've never thrown a dude in a suit. So I would be interested to know where the weak point is when you try to Ogoshi some motherfucker on a suit. Maybe his pants rip off. Maybe you do a crotch grab and you tear the whole thing off, like tear away fucking
Pants?
Alvin and the Chipmunk shit. I don't know.
Like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Or what was that dance thing called? Chipmunk something. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right.
But like, you don't know.
You don't.
Now what I did kind of notice this in the video. Some of them motherfuckers look like they're wearing tailored suits, bro.
That's expensive.
I was just gonna say,
it's not a thrift. If it was me, so yeah, I'm wearing a thrift store suit.
No. If we, but so first of all, that is correct. But second of all, if we walk in there with a thrift store suit, we're gonna look like fucking Mega Man Italian mob bosses from 1940 with fucking face tattoos because the suits are gonna be off cut, right? Like some of these dudes look like they were wearing legit
like $1,200 suits,
Sunday suits,
right?
And they're like. So it's cool, but now you're adding in. So this would be
first thing you do is grab a dude by his leather belt and start slinging him around,
smash him. This would be a literal comparison in jiu-jitsu. They have gi versus no gi, which is do we wear gi to grapple or do we wear bike shorts to rub each other closer? And so I think that would be the equivalent. But now you're grabbing silk shirts, bro. Like having to grab silk shirts.
Dude, you
and
grab
shit
somebody's shirt, you're ripping all the buttons off.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I like that. I think for gaining data of fights in suits, that's going to be that's all that's worth. Because other than that, it's just gi.
Dude, and somebody steps on you in some like dress shoes.
Yeah, I don't.
That's not going to feel good. It's not like they're wearing wrestling shoes.
Oh yeah, in the fight,
dude. If I step on the side of your knee with the heel of a dress shoe.
So here's the funny thing. I like the step move. It's not my move. I'm the kick move, and you know why, because you can get a nice pair of steel-toe boots, and those things are going for days.
Yes, sir.
You're like, choo-choo, I'm coming through, baby. You know what I'm saying? So you're right, and that's what I think with the dress shoes. I'm like, bro, I can't kick nobody with a dress shoe because I'll break a toe. I'm going to pop a toenail right off if I smash you hard enough, right? Like, so yeah, I like the idea, though. The gun thing makes no sense. The gi thing, it's kind of cool to watch people fight in regular clothes.
Right.
Speaking of which, not to take us off on a tangent, but while we're talking about fights, I want to bring up that I was going to say that I would still also pit 50 of the fighters from bum fights against 100 British. That was the team. I was trying to think of it last fucking episode, and I was like, dude, I know I made it the fucking that's my
50
that's like
fighters from bum
fights against 100 British. That's my cosmopolitan fucking shack build.
Yeah.
That is my, I got $5. This is my life bang. I need a fucking winner right here. If we win on this bet, I'm going to turn 5 into 5K, and then I'm taking all these 50 motherfuckers to Pizza or Little Caesars or wherever they want to go. Not Little Caesars, Sizzler. Wherever the fuck we want to go. Whoever wants to go. We're going everywhere.
Hometown buffet.
All
you can eat.
Everywhere, bro. All you can eat fucking box cheesecake, baby. Yeah. Listen, that was my favorite thing there. It's fucking horrible. It's the most fake cheesecake shit ever. But every time you went, it tastes the fucking same. It didn't taste like shit. It wasn't overdone.
Just stay away from fucking chocolate fountain. Oh, God.
That's
little
true.
kids sticking their booger fingers
dog.
in.
No. This is the best one. I seen kids like fucking hit it into their thing and then take it down and suck the top of the ice cream and then put it back on the spout and start pumping ice cream. And you're like, homie, what are you doing?
Listen, the chocolate fountain, by the way, did I ever tell you how they get the chocolate to flow like water?
Oh, oil.
They mix it with oil. Yep.
You're just drinking pure oil, bro.
You want runny guts? That's how you get runny guts.
I was on a pure oil like bodybuilding diet once from another pro bodybuilder, and you had to drink your whey shake with a half cup of oil.
Olive oil?
Yeah.
Olive oil is good for you.
Yeah, but when you go from never consuming it to consuming 3 half cups a day consecutive for weeks at a time.
I don't know anything about that.
It's not good. It's not good.
I have heard doing a single shot, a 1 ounce shot of olive oil is if it's good olive oil, it's real olive oil
every day.
Yep, it's not that fake shit that they sell, and it doesn't, and it's pure.
Listen, I don't know. I got onto a diet that was created for a guy who was at a pro fucking level, and I was not. Have you fucking seen The Exorcism, my man? Okay, now imagine a fat half Asian kid in the back of a subway exorcisming all over the place.
Exercising the
I was
demons.
exercising the demons. My homie came up and was like, "Listen, dog, the customers can hear you. You have to go home." And I was like, "I can't afford it." He's like, "Bro, you ain't doing me any good. You got to go."
They're like, "I don't want my Subway sandwich." No.
Why am I eating this 6-inch meatball and there's some dude in the back vomiting, just going like fucking everywhere, bro? There was vomit everywhere. I was like, "Dog, I can't leave you." He's like, "Bro, I'll clean it up." He's like, "Don't worry."
I would totally leave a Google review on that.
They didn't have Google reviews then, bro. Thank God for that.
Worst experience ever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to jam this 6-inch meatball down my neck. There's a guy in the back just
hurling,
fucking vomiting up his guts.
Listen, and it was the Walmart one, so it's not a building back. It's like the door right there that goes to the dining room that you can see from. You know what I mean? Yeah. If somebody would have walked over
from the cashier,
right? If you would have walked over from your table to the back door, you could see in and see us vomiting and shit like that.
Oh God,
that was a good one. I made it all the way home and then got out of the car, and that was the most vomit I've ever seen projectile the furthest distance from my own body. It was like 8 feet, bro. Just like, and the shit was green. Because also in there was avocado, which that's the same story as to why I can't eat avocado now.
Understood.
You know that one.
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
Ugh.
Green, oily, vomit.
You got to eat 4 avocados and drink an entire cup of olive oil.
I was like, damn, dog, I'm about to get ripped. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Because I couldn't hold any food.
That's right.
Forever.
You were shredded for a month.
Yeah, for 30 fucking minutes. Then I went home and shoved my face full of cake, or something. I had to make up
counteract the diet.
I'm dying. Put dairy in there fast. Eat some angel cake.
Pack me full of cake.
Call the priest. I need an exorcism.
That's amazing.
So, fuck, how did we get to talking about that silliness? Vomit and fucking...
We were talking about fighting and gi versus no gi, wearing suits.
Yeah, the John Wick fighting.
John Wick fighting.
So listen, while we were at that party this weekend with the Hatchet Man, I ran into another guy who's from the area who knew a bunch of fighters that we know, and he's going on, and he's like... So this was his jiu-jitsu story. So he tells me, he goes, I signed up when I was older. And I'm like, yep, this is going to go well. Right away, I'm like, yep, you started with that, so that's good. He goes, so I'm doing jiu-jitsu every day. He goes, and I'm doing great. These guys are so amazing. They're doing this, that, and the other. He goes, and I get this young kid into a side control, right? Which, to me, when you say that, I'm like, homie, that just means you're on the side of my belly and I'm still going to punch you in the face.
Right.
But sure,
yeah.
Side control. And this is where I know that I'm right about this, because he goes, this 20-year-old kid, I thought he was shrimping out. He goes, and all he did was flex out. He goes, and he popped my bicep and my fucking pec apart.
Oh.
Right. And I'm thinking in my head, at first when he said it, again, I'm not a pajama ball roller, but I thought he was saying my man shrimped out and armbarred him and just rotated over and fucking armbarred him and snapped him. No, he just extended while my man was trying to coil him and popped his shit apart.
Oh.
And I'm like, bro, why that's not even a real thing. If I'm in the position.
If your tendons are so bad that the kid's extension snapped your tendons?
And it's not even that, brother. Like, think about this. Let's just go over it.
Oh.
Right now, everybody listening, close your eyes. We're going to do imagination. Me and Joe Skelly are at a bar. Joe Skelly is on the ground and somehow has managed to clench, side control somebody, okay? I'm standing there. What is the next part? The next part is my size 13 foot goes flying past Joe Skelly's face and hits said shrimp. And as I compact onto him with the foot, Joe Skelly's going to let go and back up and stand up and start doing his foot. So what I'm confused about is why crimp him and try to strength, because at this
control
point,
him.
Right, now you're just fighting strength to strength.
Right. And obviously he wasn't strong enough.
Right. Which everyone in jiu-jitsu is like, I could take you without strength, bro, because I have technique. And I'm like, yeah, but my guy just proved that he doesn't. Like, you don't.
And what was this saying we used to have? Mass always wins.
Oh yeah.
Look, you could grab me. Listen, you grab me, and I just go dead weight and lay on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you do, well, we're not going to get into fighting techniques and counters. I almost started going crazy into that, but listen, like, you're telling me you have side position. You have to be upper. I'm assuming that side position has to be done from him on top, right?
I don't know.
On top. So, and you're not supposed to be using your strength. You're supposed to be defeating him. Why are you brute forcing? And this is the best part. I'm going to tell you this, and you're going to know. What belt color was he?
A white belt?
No, dog. He's a blue.
The guy that tore his
yeah.
He was a blue belt.
Yeah, of course he was.
And did he lose to a white belt?
No, he might have, but I think he lost to another blue belt or a guy that was higher than him.
Okay.
Because so in jiu-jitsu when it I'm not going to say when it started, air quotes, but when it was not as famous and they weren't milking everybody for money, they only had 4 fucking belts, bro. They had white, blue, brown, and black. Like originally, I'd never seen any
purple.
other colors. Oh, they have every. Listen, if you
they get their whole rainbow.
Listen,
and
if you
tips
have,
and all kinds of other shit.
Yeah, if you have the rainbow color scheme in your dojo is an American washed dojo.
Right.
Like that's only where that comes from. And now that jiu-jitsu has 20 fucking belts, so they can do it, they started adding camo belts. Oh, and camo gis, by the way, just so a side note of that.
Okay.
But my point is that's the joke, is that because a blue belt used to be almost 50% through.
Right.
So that was the joke, is like, oh, you're good enough to do techniques, but bad enough that you do them poorly and hurt people. And here's the story, right?
Right.
And then here's the other joke, the other cliche
the technique
joke.
you hurt yourself.
Right. And all of it. And then because look, you're not a white belt, so you graduated from you're brand new, I need to be nice to you, to you're brand new, but I can beat your ass because you've already been here a year and a half because you got a blue belt, right? And the other joke in BJJ is that people quit after blue. Well, guess what this guy did? He quit after blue.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, Hoss, because... So I told him that. I said, yeah, I don't like jiu-jitsu because that's what they're swinging. And he goes, well, it's good for America. And so just to make him, like, upset, I was like, listen, dog, it's super cool for America. It's great rolling around. You can roll around all day, but the minute you roll around with some dude with a knife, you ain't going to be American no more. You going in the box. And then my man was upset because I insulted his blue belt. And then he walked away, and I'm like, see you, dude. Have a good day, bro. Now, see you later. I like that we know the same people, but have a good day.
Right. Now, here's something. I just saw a purple belt, BJJ.
Okay.
He's a white belt in judo.
Oh, shit.
In a judo dojo.
Okay.
Decided he was going to take on the 5th Dan black belt judo master. Who trained 4 Olympians.
Nope. You have that video? I want to see that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, right? I want to see that after this.
And the thing was, if I beat you, this is what he tells the black belt, right? You have to say, I'm the greatest white belt you ever met.
I love it.
Right? And if you beat me, I have to say my purple belt doesn't mean fuck all.
Shit. Yeah. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So we'll have to watch it as soon as we get off air.
Yeah,
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, we're going to watch the shit out of that. Yeah, as far as John Wick fighting though, it's like, I like it. That's to me, that's way fucking cooler than the other weird shit that you see right now where they're like, you got to fight me with one arm taped to your ass. And I'm like,
look, if maybe you didn't do just BJJ, And maybe it was more like MMA, but
right.
in full suits.
Right. Well, I think they're trying to replicate his movements in the movie, right?
Right.
And I really like those, but anybody who trains in martial arts is going to be like, oh, that's not a blah, blah, blah armbar. That's an armbar mixed with a cartwheel, mixed with a backflip. So it looked like it, but it's really just an armbar.
Right.
You know, so I don't know.
Well, it's the same thing with some of the shooting.
He
does a lot of that center access relock stuff, as they call it.
Oh, we're still talking about John Wick?
Yeah.
You totally phased me out, and I went to the 12-gauge shotgun that one shot knocks the hoods off of cars. And I was like, bro, don't even get me started. I was a grown-ass man before I realized that they were fucking us on that. So that's not even, those ones aren't even funny.
Right.
But yeah, what do you mean? The center line, like this stuff?
No, when he's doing this number, keep.
But he's
I'm
like, gonna keep the gun close to me. Listen, man. The first guy that tackles you is gonna fuck you with that gun. Right. I love you, but that's not a real thing.
Right.
Stop putting your gun under your armpit.
Maybe this.
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've. No. Oh, see, we did it again.
Right.
We're back to Baes Boyz podcast. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about crazy stories, not other stuff.
And here's the crazy story of the day. Okay. What do you think of the head transplant machine?
Motherfucker, that's not real.
So remember they had the guy.
No.
They had the Russian guy in a wheelchair, right?
No.
Who was pretty much terminal.
No.
And he agreed to be the first human head transplant.
God damn it, bro. Why? We almost made it out of here perfectly clean tonight. We had 15 fucking minutes left.
And listen, when it was gonna go down, it was gonna take something like 30 hours to do the transplant, right?
Yeah.
He backed out because he got married to the love of he married some woman who I think only married him out of notoriety, because if you see the guy, listen, maybe she loved him for his mind,
Some
right?
Hugh Hefner shit going on.
Yeah. Maybe she loved him for his mind, right?
But
he backed out.
Hawking, but.
So they didn't stop the thought on being able to do the head transplant, right? With the help of AI, with the help of all this other stuff, they're designing a robot that uses AI that will be able to perform the surgery and do the head transplant. They're working on it. It's going to be there next couple of years. Yeah, and the silence is almost deafening. What's your take? Let's say they tell you you have a terminal lung disease. They can't give you a new set of lungs, but we can give you a brand new body.
Am I coming back like RoboCop?
No, you're getting another human body.
Oh, fuck all.
But it's not yours.
What happens when your fucking hand just doesn't take and rejects and starts rotting?
No, they're taking your neck and your head and putting it in another body.
Yeah, I know. What happens when it rejects and just doesn't take and all of a sudden your body starts rotting or some shit? Like,
I don't know.
Nah, bro. I'm not a Cabbage Patch potato kid. I don't want to be that guy.
You're not a Mr. Potato Head?
No, I don't want that.
Would that be weird?
Yes.
What if it was like Ghost in the Shell?
I don't give a fuck.
You know what Ghost in the Shell is, right?
No, I don't.
It's Japanese anime movie, TV series.
I don't watch anime.
Where they took the human brain and put the human brain in a cyborg body.
RoboCop.
Okay. But no flesh. Just the brain.
Ooh. Crane.
Crane? Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
There's a throwback.
Yep.
I mean,
so
would that be a viable option?
No, bro. I don't care.
What if they downloaded all of your memories and then uploaded you into a clone?
Nobody wants to see that shit, homie. Even I don't ever want to see that. So no, that's not happening either.
All right.
They can keep all that shit. Let's keep going.
I mean, there are a lot of sci-fi.
Dog, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I wear earrings and I have tattoos. That is as far as we should go with putting shit in our bodies. You know how freaked out I get that you even have like titanium rods in you? I'm like, no, bro, what is wrong with you? I've seen homies like, and I get it. No, actually I don't fucking get it. I've seen the homies with fucking dermals that have rejected. We've talked about this. I have so many friends that have dermals. I have my one friend, she's got a corset, the whole corset rejected. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 14, 15 rings. Just your body was like, no, I'm going to push it out. What happens when that shit is like, no, I'm going to push it out? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what the bigger issue is why they haven't been able to integrate like robotic pieces to the human body, right?
Because it won't take.
It doesn't take.
It's not going to take.
Right.
This is not Heavy Metal 2000, my bro. It's not happening, dog.
What happens when they get the tech and they're able to make it happen?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, bro. When they make that tech, it will not be tech that changes it. It'll be the piece that matches it, right? So whatever they create, it's going to be like a super duct tape, right? So it's not going to be like, oh, we need the arm or, oh, we need the human. It's going to be like, hey, we made the nano duct tape that's going to hold you together now, boy. And that's what they're going to do, bro. We'll just spray it on like some Windex and shit. All right, you're good to go. It's not going to take forever now. You know what I mean? So it's going to be 3 parts of weird shit. It's going to be your stubby amputated arm, the arm that they're putting on you, and some weird thing that has to connect it.
All right. Have you seen the chick who has the robotic hands that detach and can work?
Yeah, but how are they connected to her?
So
is she wearing a sleeve?
Yeah,
she's just a mechanical sleeve.
Yeah. So long story short, her arm was amputated just below the elbow.
Right.
She has a prosthetic sleeve.
Right. And then it's just got the hands
with a robotic hand.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And the robotic hand does moves around.
That's cool.
Based on her muscle movement, but they can remove the hand and put the hand on the table, and she still moves the muscles in her arm, and it sends a Wi-Fi signal or a Bluetooth signal to the hand.
That makes sense.
And then the hand does.
Yeah, that's hard as fuck. That's just Inspector Gadget shit. That's not weird. Technically, those micro
because it's not joined to her body.
Right. That's like it's like a extra kit piece or whatever. It's like a mech suit or whatever.
Okay.
Like however you want to look at that, right? Those are micro sensors picking that up and just telling the hand what to do. So here's a creepy one for you.
Hold on. No, I'm not done yet.
Oh, go ahead.
What if they could regrow you an arm, flesh and blood and bone?
Like Harry Potter.
Like, right?
Perfect.
Like, hey, we took your stem cells, we modified them, so now, like, you got this super arm, right? With denser bones and everything. So now, like, you got one giant real arm that's technically yours, but it's been modified.
Are you saying if that'd be good?
Would you do that? You lose your arm and like, hey, bro, we can regrow your arm, but it'll be better than it was before.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's back to the duct tape thing.
It's not a robot
It's
arm.
like a weird duct tape. They're like, we're going to sprinkle some crack on it, Dave, and then your fucking arm grows back. Listen, on this same note, here's one that freaked me out the other day that it's not that I didn't know, I just kind of lost track of it, okay? I saw this girl posing, on the Instagrams in her bikini. She's looking fine. She's got a robot leg, right? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, let's see what's up. What are you doing over here? You can do some backflips or something? So you click on it, right? I noticed that the thing that she has is not a boot.
It's not a slip-on.
Yes. She has the leg grafted to her hip bone. Bro, that
so
is...
it's like a titanium rod underneath that was grafted to her hip bone.
Yes.
Okay. And it goes down to a false leg.
Right.
So there's a stump. And the titanium rod comes out of the stump.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
And it attaches to...
Yep.
The only issue I have to it that I think is weird...
Yep, and it's going to get worse.
...is that I've seen a stump with a metal attachment on the outside of the stump where you could click, like, insert click on the...
Okay. We went too far. I knew it. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We went too far.
All right.
It's good. I like it, though. My point was this. I didn't know that shit still worked. It freaks me out. I feel like it's not going to work. I feel like it's going to reject. I feel like the suits are bad. You know what I mean?
Listen.
All I'm saying is that I didn't realize that you could still do that. And that would terrify me. Although, again, learning some of the stuff we've learned in the last few years, the whole bone working thing is a little different. You got those hip replacements, knee, all these kinds of things. But I'm saying, man, anything your skin membrane can reject, it's possible, right?
Right.
I think that's why that mech stuff doesn't exist yet.
Tech hasn't gotten there.
You listen, have you ever noticed in the movies, too, there's always 2 ways that it's displayed. It's like either you look great, it worked, and I can hide it, or you look like the Angel Brothers from Judge Dredd, and you got shit hanging out your whistles and your ears, and someone could kill you with a fork.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was, think about it, even in Altered Carbon, right?
Altered Carbon. I don't think Wait, is that the old scary one that we watched?
No, Altered Carbon was when in the series, it's based off of books, but it was like, I told you, they put the chip in your neck and they stored all your memories and they can put you in the clones. But they got guys that have robotic upgrades,
right,
to their body.
I've got bigger arms.
Right. Or not even bigger arms, but like, I have instead of my hand, now I have a big giant sword attachment, right? Things like crazy, not steampunk, but cyberpunk.
Now, listen, dude, if we lived in that world where you could go to a local place and just get upgrades in your eyes and shit, I'd be down. But we don't live in that world. And I'm not trying to be the first one on that boat.
But there are plenty of people.
Boat the Titanic.
There are plenty of people who would be the first.
Oh, baby, let them.
Look, there are biohackers right now that put RFID chips in their fucking hand so they can walk up and unlock the door to their house with their hand.
And we've talked to people who said that shit pushes out too.
Yeah,
that shit's scary as fuck.
Right, dude. Eventually, it's going to get infected or it's going to push out. Right.
Or the batteries.
The only implants that haven't rejected are the ones that the aliens are putting in people and that doctors are pulling out.
Oh snap, dude. Even breast implants have an expiration date. And I didn't know that. It goes bad. I'm like, that's super scary. Why would anyone put that in their body?
Make themselves feel better.
Sure. When I'm upset, I want random men to shove things in me too. Anyways, I think that's enough on the mech bodies. We're past those people.
All right.
We're above no, I'm joking.
You're beyond that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of have a feeling you might be the first one to be like, give me a robotic upgrade. I want a thunder punch hand. Thunder.
Yeah.
I could punch through brick walls.
Listen, when I was growing up, I heard rumors that you could get weird things put into your feet to fix flat feet, and I had thought about that. I was like, I wonder if they could really fix that. And then I was like, if they mess you up, though, you'll be wheeling around in a wheelchair the rest of your life.
Well, I've seen the surgery for that. I don't think you want that.
Nope. Never mind. If you've already seen it, you're absolutely no, I don't want it.
And they don't do any implants. They just do a lot of reconstructing.
Oh! All right, we're done with that. So speaking of all the bio stuff, so this is a crazy one, and this is one I've been waiting for 2 weeks to tell you. Did you fucking see the Neuralink guy playing CSGO?
No.
Homie.
Was he?
Homie. It's fucking terrifying.
Because I think Bezos is trying to come out with his... No, Apple's coming out with their version.
Yep. I was going to bring that up, too. It's supposed to hit the end of the year. It's supposed to hit their brain thing. But so listen, though. I watched him shoot, okay, on the game. I watched this man shoot. Allegedly, the dude... I didn't see the dude, but allegedly I just saw the game footage and the highlights, but allegedly he does not have mobility in his hands. So he wasn't able to play CSGO properly.
Is he paralyzed from the neck down?
I don't know all the facts.
I'm willing to bet he is.
I just know that he wasn't able to play games before, and I watched him shoot. It was like compared to like watching him compared to me was like watching a human compared to RoboCop. Bro.
He was just destroying everybody in the game.
Yes, so because of the Neuralink, you can fucking look at what you want to shoot, bro. So you see his gun, and it's just perfectly boo, 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 boo. And like, I'm like, homie,
so he's got the next level cheat code.
Oh, you're fucked.
Don't ever play against that guy. He's going to have the leaderboard in every fucking game there is.
You're not going to win because the way he's shooting, you can clearly see in his mouse that there's no physical human corruption to that.
Right.
His mouse has no overswing. His mouse doesn't look like a human hand is moving it because it's so fast with his eyes that it when it goes to the next spot, it goes to the perfect spot.
Yeah.
He went from not being able to play the game to playing it in a world level.
That's pretty impressive.
That's terrifying.
But here's the thing.
It's terrifying because it tells you that the human mind really is just astronomically outpacing the human body.
Right.
Astronomically.
The mind is limited by the body.
Yep. That's what I was just about to say. After all the expressions hearing these guys growing up saying, you know, and let's talk about, you know, we were talking about, I think a few weeks ago, we talked about mental capabilities and such, and we were, having the Icarus discussion as usual. And let's talk about the jet fighters we just saw doing visualization of their turns while their team leader's calling it out.
Right.
And those dudes are closing their eyes and leaning and pulling and moving their heads. And you're like, uh-oh. So between that and the Neuralink, I'm like, yep. There's so much in the brain.
All right, let me bring up an old movie then.
Oh, I'm scared.
There's an old movie starring Clint Eastwood called Firefox.
Oh.
He's a fighter pilot.
Okay.
Of like top secret experimental aircraft.
Okay.
Russia, Cold War, has apparently the most top-notch experimental aircraft that ever produced. So they smuggle him into Russia, and he has to steal the plane.
Is that what that movie's about?
Yes.
I'll have to look that up.
And the plane is reactive to thought.
Right.
Through the helmet.
Okay.
So you put on the helmet.
100%.
And as you're flying, what you think the plane starts doing.
Right.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
And the process, and there's like, well, how do I do it? And they're like, you got to think like a Russian because it was programmed by Russians. Right.
Right.
That's kind of the same thing, right?
100%.
At some point in time, I mean, and I've read books, and I think what the story was that I read in the book, one of these books years ago, was they had a plane that was so fast, right? And this could have, it was, supposed to be fiction.
Sci-fi.
It was supposed to be fiction,
yeah.
But maybe not, right? That they had a seat built for the pilot that was filled with like oil, right? So it would conform to his body. And when he went through extreme G-forces, it would absorb the G-forces or help absorb the G-forces.
Right.
But the other part of it was he would have an IV in his arm and he would hook into the plane.
Oh.
And based on what was going on, the plane would feed him different drugs to help him react.
This was a real movie?
This was a book I read.
Oh, I was like, Jesus, that's
and
scary.
the idea, and it was supposed to be a fiction book, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but how far are we from this? When you watch interviews with pilots who were flying stealth bombers, who are like, yeah, I did a mission once that required me to be in the air for 42 hours straight, right?
That's
and
ridiculous.
They're like, well, we took some authorized pep pills from the government, and blah 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 blah, to stay airborne to keep doing missions, right?
Jesus. Right. Yeah, we did. We watched that one dude flying that plane the other day. I forgot about that. The YouTuber guy, remember? And he was like, we're up here for days at a time. You're like, what are you doing? Listen, dude, for the Neuralink part where you're slipping it on, I think it's great. If you could really Neuralink somebody, but here's the
imagine
problem.
The point of what I was getting to about the movie with the helmet.
Yeah.
Same principle, right?
Right.
What if in the future pilots are Neuralinked to their planes?
Oh, 1,000%. That part we know is going to happen.
Right.
You know that's going to happen. They're looking.
Come on, they were doing what was those with the Pacific Rim with the kaiju fighting the kaijus.
That's exactly
and how they would Neuralink to the giant robots, right? That's not that far off.
The only thing that sucks is sharing all those memories with somebody else because I'm like, bro, you got to stay out of my head.
Right. Well, that required two, but I'm saying
right.
To scale it down.
It is. If look at the movies we watch with like space travel, right? Those little we're keeping you alive bunker things, they have to be emitting stuff. They've got to control temperature. When they cryo sleep and shit.
Right.
They're controlling temperature. They could be giving you fluids. They could be controlling the atmosphere. They could be making adjustments.
What are they doing with your excrement and your urine, right? Because they never talk about that.
Never, right?
Yeah.
And they come out all clean, which I'm not arguing. I love my Sigourney Weaver. She looks good coming out of the cryo sleep. Baby girl,
Aliens.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for
Vasquez.
That. Right. I'm down for that.
Who looked great in the movie, but now she looks horrid.
Well, I think in the movie she was playing down in age.
Now I'm not talking Sigourney Weaver.
No.
I'm talking about the Vasquez
other girl.
chick.
Yeah, the machine gunner. I think she was playing down in age, meaning she was like at the time 40 and was dressed like a 20-year-old.
Oh.
Right. Because I looked at her age gap. I'm like, you couldn't have been that old when we were that young. Now I'm like, oh yeah, wait, now I see what happened here.
Right.
This is the reverse. You're just a girl that was good looking, so they didn't say shit, and we assumed you were 23 is what happened there.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah. But no, dude, I think the Neuralink thing, I think 1,000%.
Is it a good thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to allow, this is going to get to the point where, and we're calling this now on Baes Boyz podcast.
This is first gen.
Yeah, we're going to get to the point where they're going to be using cranes with these.
Right.
Stuff like that. Stuff where it matters. You know what I mean?
Do you
Piloting
think,
the planes.
How about this? Do you think eventually that they'll get to a point where they can do the implant and you have a port in the back of your head?
Oh, God.
And you just plug in?
No, puta. No.
Hardwire into the equipment?
Oh. And then what happens when that jack goes bad?
I'm just saying.
All right, that's it. We're done with this. That's where that one went.
All right, you were getting ready to call. Baes Boyz, you say, we're calling now that they're going to be using it to move cranes and...
Oh, yeah, we're calling that now. We're going to be the first.
It's going to go beyond just helping quadriplegics and paraplegics.
Yeah, I mean, soon, dude, you're going to have dudes in wheelchairs that are going to be your movers for your house. You know?
Because they're going to run the equipment that moves all the stuff.
They just show up with a robot. They ride around, they wheel with you. You're standing there talking to the dude. Hey, what'd you do last night? Yeah, I was watching the game with my kid, and there's the robot moving the box because he already told it what he wants it to do. You'd be able to rent it too, but why rent it when you could just keep making more money and force businesses and all this other jazz? There'll be little arcs, just like there was with CD players, cell phones, all that other jazz.
Interesting times.
Is it? I mean,
do you want to harken back to the day of simpler times?
I'm just saying
we didn't have running water and people were hacking each other up with swords and dying at the age of 27.
I'll take Russian Flash for $400, Alex. I'd like to go about that far back. Flash! Get under your desk quick.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I like that one, you know. Maybe get in there right when the TV's starting. We can maybe set some shows up, you know. I'd like to write the Seinfeld of its time,
God.
You know. Something like that. I don't want to go too far back, though.
Because you like modern medicine.
Yeah, dog. I don't even like modern medicine. Not anymore. Not since I met you, guy. No, actually, no. Thank you for that. In fact, I pray more to the kaiju gods than ever these days, actually.
Did you see the
I'm
meme?
like, let my skin get better, kaiju gods.
Did you see the meme where they were saying that America's lost kaiju were Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox?
Oh, my gosh. That's where the Grand Canyons came from. So... yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Neuralink's going to help. It's going to help people with normal stuff, but we've got quite an arc to overcome here.
I think it's going to go once they get past first, second, third gen, and they start making it smaller, and they start doing all kinds of things, and then anybody can get it.
When they make a helmet that I can slip on, or it's just maybe a wristwatch or whatever, right? That can connect to a motorcycle that I can tell what to do. We're in.
All right,
we're in. That's what we're waiting for.
That's Firefox, the movie, then.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. Just
you got to find that
motorcycle movie. Though.
You got to find that movie.
I'm gonna look it up. Does he shoot people?
Oh, dude, it's a great movie. He flies, and the Russians are trying to shoot him down, and he's like doing dogfighting with this thing.
That is fucking wild.
It's an old ass movie.
All right. Well, that's your homework, Baes Boyz fans. Go watch the movie Firefox, starring Clint Eastwood. Dude, when you said that at first, I thought you were talking about the books. Anyways. 97 seconds. Thank you for coming to check out the show. Leave a 5-star review. Tell us how much you love us. The website will be up soon. Never mind. It'll be up soon when we figure out how to work it. So we'll talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Anything else, AI Joe Skelly?
Later.
All right.